Iran continues to launch retaliatory strikes against Gulf nations hosting U.S. military bases. Bahrain and Saudi Arabia intercepted missiles and drones today. In Kuwait, drones targeted a fuel tank at Kuwait International Airport, causing a fire. Meanwhile, the New York Times reports Saudi Arabia's de facto leader, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, has been pushing President Trump to continue the war. The Wall Street Journal reports both the UAE and Saudi Arabia are getting closer to a decision to join U.S. attacks on Iran. Philippines has declared a national energy emergency in response to the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran. It comes as transport workers, commuters, and consumer groups in the Philippines plan to hold a two-day strike starting tomorrow to protest the increase in fuel prices. Philippines imports 90% of its oil from the Middle East. Meanwhile, South Korea launched a campaign to save energy nationwide Tuesday, urging people to take shorter showers, ride bicycles for short trips, avoid charging phones and electric vehicles at night, and to use washing machines and vacuum cleaners only on weekends. South Korea imports around 70% of its crude oil through the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has effectively blocked in response to the U.S.-Israeli bombardment. Lebanon expelled Iran's newly appointed ambassador to Lebanon Tuesday. Hezbollah, which receives funding from Iran, called it a, quote, grave national and strategic mistake, unquote. This comes as Israel says it plans to seize parts of southern Lebanon to create what it called a defensive buffer against Hezbollah. The Israeli military continues to bomb bridges and demolish homes in southern Lebanon. Lebanese authorities say Israeli attacks have killed more than 1,000 people since March 2nd, and more than 1 million people have been forced to flee their homes. On Tuesday, the United Nations condemned Israel's war on Lebanon.
Yes, we worry about the increased rhetoric that we're seeing. We worry about the continuing military activity that we're seeing. The territorial integrity of Lebanon needs to be respected. The government of Lebanon needs to be respected.